Hey guys, this video is for you that are helping out and leading our younger small groups in the elementary room. So as you know, this week we are talking all about Thomas and how he had questions and doubts about whether or not Jesus was actually alive again. And so all the activities have to do with asking God questions and reminding the kids that God is bigger than our questions. So I'm going to go through the activities that you have to do with the kids on Sunday. So the first one is a take home. It's called Words in Red. Basically, you have the memory verse on a sheet of paper. You can see that it's kind of dotted, so it's traceable. And you have lots of crayons and markers in red. And you're going to talk to the kids about how a lot of Bibles have the words of Jesus colored in red, because those are words that actually came out of Jesus's mouth while he was here on earth. And our memory verse this month that we've been memorizing are Jesus' words. It's Jesus' words. So that's going to be the highlight of this activity. So you're going to have them recite the verse and then trace the letters in red. And then the next activity that you have is one of my favorite kinds of activities because it reviews the story and it gives the kids a chance to think through the story and draw at the same time. And so this activity is called The Big Picture, and you're just gonna give every child a plain piece of white paper and some access to markers or crayons, whatever is in your bin, and you are going to ask questions and have them draw according to what you ask. So if you ask a question where we don't know the answer, then they don't draw that part of the story. So for example, where were the disciples? They were in a room. Can they draw that? Yes. So they're going to draw a wall to show that they were in a room. Was there a door? Yes, because the story is going to say how the door was closed and that Jesus appeared. And if you were with us for Easter service, you know that Pastor Matt actually told the adults or went over this part of the Bible with us. And so we got to actually read this story last week. So anyway, so you're going to go through the whole story and they are going to be drawing according to your questions. And then by the end of the activity, you're going to remind them that sometimes we have questions and doubts, and sometimes we don't always get the answers to our questions. For example, one of the questions is, what was the color of the, I believe it says like, what were the disciples eating? Well, the Bible doesn't say that, so we don't know. Or what color was the door? We don't know what color the door was, and that's okay. It's okay when we don't have answers to all our questions because we can trust that God is bigger than our questions. So that's a really great activity. One more activity that you have is one where the kids are going to line up at a piece of tape on the floor or just like next to a rug. And then you're going to have these two buckets. One says it's okay to ask. The other one says not okay to ask. And they're going to walk over, they're going to get a question from you. They're going to read the question, or you're going to help them read it. And then they're going to walk over to the bucket and put the question in the appropriate place. So if the question is okay to ask, then you put it in the okay to ask bucket. If it's not okay to ask, then you put it in the not okay. And spoiler alert, they're all gonna go in the okay to ask bucket, because the point of the activity is to tell the kids that it's always okay to ask questions. And especially of God. We can ask God whatever we want to ask him, and it's always okay to ask questions. So it's kind of a little trick, a little gimmicky, but I think that it will get the point across. And there are lots of fun questions to ask. They're great get to know you questions, so you can actually use them to get to know the kids too. Like, where do you go to school? To review the story, how did Jesus get in the locked room when he just suddenly disappeared? Well, we don't know, but it's okay to ask the questions. And so that's the whole point of the activity. So those are the activities for the week. I think that I went through all of them. Let me know if you have any questions for me, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all on Sunday.